Superman, starring David Corenswet, Rachel Brosnahan, and Nicholas Hoult, directed by James Gunn. And I have nothing but positive things to say about this movie. Listen, I did an out-of-theater reaction with my friend David, and Denise was behind the camera. She also really enjoyed it. She didn't say anything in the video, but David and I got to share our out-of-the-theater reaction. You know, a couple years ago, we did a podcast episode talking about James Gunn's announcement video of Gods and Monsters, and almost thinking impossible. Like, there's no way that Superman's going to make this release date that they have on the calendar. And there we are, getting to see the movie early, you know, because of Amazon's early screening access on July 8th. And we walked out happy. We walked out like, yes, this is what we wanted. We didn't know this is what we wanted, but James Gunn still delivered what we wanted. You know what I mean? And so in terms of, was it worth the 20? Yeah, absolutely it was. You know, we get dropped down into this world, this comic booky world, and we get to have fun for 2 hours in this world that's Superman. It's not an origin story. You know what I mean? Like, instead of us going with the character, you know, having that character represent the audience and going through this world of, you know, him learning his powers and meeting all these unique people that are important in the comics, and we just go, oh, wow, there's so-and-so. We're dropped into this world almost like a day in the life and being like, well, there's Superman, there's Lois Lane, and we get to, and it feels overwhelming, of course, because there's so many characters, but it feels lived and breathed in. It feels like any character could pop up at any moment, and anyone that you're anticipating could be right around the corner. And that's what I really enjoyed about it. The comic booky nature of it all, the feeling like these characters are fully realized, even if they have short screen time, or they've enhanced these characters to a point where it's like, wow, I really love that take, and I really love who they cast for that role. David Corenswet is the full embodiment of Superman. He does such a great job as the character. Rachel Brosnahan is tenacious, and she's full of purpose as Lois Lane. And Nicholas Hoult, my goodness, I couldn't wait to see him more on screen. He was such a great threat against Superman, and it was believable coming from this powerful, intelligent human being to actually feel like a threat with Superman was the best thing ever. And then Eddie Ethegi, sorry, I never heard your last name pronounced. He's Darwin from the X-Men First Class, but he's playing Mr. Terrific in this, and he knocks it out the park. I thought he was fantastic as Mr. Terrific. I should say he was terrific as Mr. Terrific, and that's James Gunn's specialty. Like, I feel like that's his little ace in the back pocket is, hey, you know this, you may not know this character, you may know this character, but I'm going to introduce you to him anyway, and I'm going to make them the standout of this movie. And that's what he did with Mr. Terrific. It makes me want to go back and go to like Variant. I love going to Variant for their history ofs and find out more about Mr. Terrific, because I never heard of him before this film. The whole Justice Gang is great. Guy Gardner and Hawkgirl, or Hawk, yeah, I want to say Hawkeye for some reason, but it's Hawkgirl. And yeah, like, it just feels like they really did a nice job fleshing this world out, even in its unusual moments, you know, with the kaiju and stuff like that. All this kind of another specialty of James Gunn. You know, you look at the Suicide Squad, you're in this world of comic book characters that are, you know, threatened with death. They're going in risking their lives, but then there's Starro at the very end, and it's like, or there's King Shark, and you're like, I believe this. He finds a way to make it believable. And the score from John Murphy and David Fleming was phenomenal. The reimagining of the Superman theme from John Williams was awesome, but it's also a James Gunn score. You get a little bit of rock, you get a little bit of orchestral moments, you get a little bit of genre bending, and I just really enjoyed the score, and I've been listening to that all weekend. And then the color, the world itself is so vibrant and so well done. And so, I don't know, man, James Gunn deserves his flowers with Guardians of the Galaxy, the Suicide Squad, and I still have Slither on my watch list. I haven't got to it yet. A lot of people say that's their favorite James Gunn film. So I want to see this, I want to see his world continue to play out. I want to see these characters continue to interact with other DC characters. He definitely made a really enticing and exciting world and world building and extension, and a great foundation to start the DC film universe again. And I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. This movie, I love this movie. It's so much fun. Not all the humor works. Some of the CGI sticks out. There's a specific part in the movie where it's like, yeah, it looks cool, but then when you interact with it, it's not as cool. And yeah, but was it worth the 20? Yes, I plan on seeing this again. I can't wait for it to come physically. It's probably going to come out in December, probably. But yeah, because I'm a punk rocker. Yes, I am. That's my new favorite song. So check it out if you're interested in it.